This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of January 30th, 2023. This week has a spring-loaded effect, a tripwire effect. Desires build and mushroom and expand, and then suddenly a bunch of levers flip, switches flip, locks click, chains break, and everyone has a strong sense of entitlement to wherever they land. Pre-existing situations play into this, of course, but stuff is going to get amplified and escalated to points of this far and no further, to lightning flashes, to realizations about our own emotions, about our own right to simply be. And tolerations that we have been putting up with are going out the window in an epidemic. Not going to be boring. The week starts with the two planets of indulgence, Venus and Jupiter, needling each other, wheedling and saying, "Don't you want more? Don't you deserve more?" Possibly masquerading paradoxically at first as growing calls to take on somebody else's problem or to set your own needs aside out of consideration for someone else. But you're not gonna forget. And as the week goes on, by February 3rd, we are all scheduled for jailbreak. And the jailbreak could be as simple as changing the way you think about yourself. It could be breaking you free from what you consider your lot in life, a realization that separates you from a social group. It could be another spin of the cosmic centrifuge that has been shooting people off into the far edges of our universe. It will have you putting yourself at the forefront of your life, and then paradoxically pushing for connection. The sun has a square with quick change artist Uranus on the 3rd. He's now direct. He's hanging out where he was last summer, so there could be quite a tail, T-A-I-L, to the tail, T-A-L-E, that hits a plot twist now. And the next day, Venus and Mars get into a shoving match. Venus in her highest, most exalted expression, Pisces, the interconnectedness of all life, her most dreamy, compassionate, loving, fantasy and magic-loving expression, squaring her cosmic counterpart, Mars, the planet of action, in Gemini, the sign of communication. We're all going to want contact. We're going to want words. We may want someone to read us poetry, to tell us a beautiful story, but for a change, we're only interested in ones where we play a starring role. And that's because we're building to a full moon in Leo on the 5th, which always lights up the stage on which we live our life. Who's in the audience? Who's on stage with you? Who's applauding you? Who's cheering you on? Who's dancing with you? Who's in the wings, messing with the stage machinery, trying to drop a backdrop or a scrim on you or turn off your lights? This moon has the potential for a lot of drama. Could be very fun. It will be revealing, and it will probably rearrange things in your life because the sun and the moon are equally pressuring quick change artist Uranus, who played a starring role a couple of days earlier. This is the moment of no longer trying to get the attention of people who do not see you, who do not get you, who are actively inclined to dim you or shut you down or hold you back. This is a moment of incredibly personally processing instability and disruptions that have been rattling around in your world since the beginning of November, the Taurus full moon lunar eclipse. And it's a culmination of this week's process of helping you become more and more at one with your own desires, your own entitlement to be who you are, your own liberation from restricting labels, mindsets, belief systems, agreements, connections, friendships, you name it. It's a week of exploring and claiming your own value and place in the greater scheme of things. Pretty exciting, actually. Homing thought of the week. It's time to be me. Song of the week, got a couple of them, going back really, really far. It's My Life by Eric Burdon and the Animals, and The Greatest Love by Whitney Houston. And the image of the week is a cage door springing open. You'll find more about this in my forecasts for the month of February and the Leo full moon at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and book a session with me. The February forecast is already up. The Leo full moon one will be up by February 1st. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years' experience. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio on the first and third Monday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern. I also host lively conversation on Facebook at the page Empowerment Unlimited and the group The Astro-Insight Lounge. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, and I'm really grateful to the people who support my work there. I'm on Instagram at @KABiehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel. Talk to you next week.